Well, Friday the 13th. Tonight I'm gonna see if my ghostly friend is hanging around outside. Later. Anyways, stumbled upon this case. I'd like to I'd like to go over it, and I want to add that this is once again pointing towards bad investigations, just like with Maura Murray. Bad investigating, people just randomly thinking nothing happened. We have Kurt Mcfall, and I think they went about kind of busting his kid's chops goddamn little interruption, but due to like I say, poor investigating. This kid pretty much goes on record of having no help of solving his case, probably anytime soon. I mean, the what do you call him, the autopsy guy said to the father of this kid that there's not enough evidence to present it as a homicide, but he said he would determine it as a homicide, but of course, more evidence. But yet there's a comment in here that states, and I believe it's read in this story if anybody wants to check it out, that the medallion that someone was wearing, or a type of necklace, was kind of the same matching metal that came missing from this kid's belt. The cause of death, heavy loss of blood. Why was he targeted for death? Satanism. Supposedly this kid right here literally got himself into a satanic cult. But as the story goes and goes into details, they're thinking that he was trying to get out because he did not like what he joined. And I believe this is an actual photo. And as you can clearly see that he's got no sock. He was found with no socks and shoes, no shirt. They left pants on him. Now, the crazy thing is that he was spending a night at one of the cult members' house, probably 2 miles from this location that you see at the beach. I guess this is his vehicle. Suspiciousness of this, beer bottles around the car. The kid didn't drink, the father said. And I mean, a picture says 1,000 words. It don't look like no kid that would want to take up Satanism. I mean, he is one of his other friends that wasn't into this stuff, that got scared, straight from the stuff that he was doing. Supposedly said, right, he was the type to try anything. But I'm going with the father and the friend. He wanted out. He didn't realize what he was really getting into. And that led to his death. And for the police to overlook this. And I think I think it said it in here because of I read through it. But with that medallion being made from a certain metal that was like the belt bucket. Belt bucket. You dope. Belt buckle bucket. Yeah. Something like that. But the belt buckle That right there could have been just a case of its own. But supposedly this kid was found in a cove. They say he jumped or accidentally fell. But his father goes, oh, yeah, of course that would be the crime scene. But, you know what makes me think, and what is very, very right, disturbing, and suspicious. Why in that? Oh, I think they did say he went to take a swim. Why the fuck is he swimming with jeans on? And why would he leave it, And if he's going for a swim, why the hell is he near the rocks? He was an average mountain climber or whatever, rock climber, and a good swimmer, his father said. So it's about a wonder why they took him to the beach. I guess this kid probably, spent a lot of time at the beach. But Kirk told a friend of his that he was involved in some kind of satanic cult and that he wanted out. But he thought they might try to kill him, of course. That's what they did. Really feared for his life. It was a murder. It needs to be investigated. There's no doubt in my mind that Kirk could have handled himself in that cliff area because he was an experienced mountain climber and he was a diver. So he would not have drowned in the water or fallen down the hill. So, here's an indication that he was into satanic stuff because a knife made of a deer's hoof, goats and deers, right, do get sacrificed, so say. I guess this is the guy that he was with. Well, what a dork he looks like. Look at this. He's in a cult. Looks like a friggin' straight up dork. It's like, what do you think you are, Mr. Big Man? And to see guys like this, and that's his name taken as the cult, as in Caradoc. Some gothic name. So I should look that up and see what it means. But from what I've read up and learned about, of course, Satanism, always a sacrifice. And they said this kid had loss of blood. And Satanism, you gotta drink the blood of this, drink the blood of a virgin, drink blood. It's all about blood and, killing, sacrificing. So I'm for damn sure they just let this kid bleed out or took his blood to use for sacrificing, threw him down the hill, did what they were supposed to. There was a bunch of stuff on his back, I think, but it might have been because of the fall. But, of course, no one knew about his double life. Pagan religion. I've seen that friggin' word before. And this new group frightened one of Kirk's old high school friends. He called his father. And there's that Gabriel Carrillo. And that's just dork. He claims, right, nothing happened. Oh, if someone was staying with me, he said, why would I kill him if he stayed in my house? And his father knew he was staying in my house. It's called you didn't do it. Someone else did it. So, right, you have a motive for your whereabouts and all kinds of stupid crap. I know one thing, when you're in that cult and you want to get out, just like being in the Hells Angels, you got to be, initiated out properly. But with Satanism, I think you got to get killed. Honestly. from what I've read and, and what I've seen with my own eyes about this stupid stuff, and no, I'm not a friggin' Satanism either. I mean, I do, sometimes use the 666 numbers. Like in my Gmail, I always get people ask, what are you, Satanism? I actually went to a school meeting, and I told them my Gmail has got 666 in it. They're like, what the hell is that? Are you with the devil? I'm like, no, I'm not with the damn devil. I just like the numbers. Iron Maiden, 666, number of the beast. And if anybody don't know, Iron Maiden music is all about stories and tells you tales. And to me, just like their artwork with Eddie, the number of the beast. And I love the artwork of Eddie killing the devil and chopping his head off. That's the way I look at things. 666 belongs to the real man, Eddie, of Iron Maiden, killing the devil. Goodness, but in an evil form. Remember that. But, like I said, these people are friggin' quacky. And, that leads me to the Satan church they got with the, the Hotel California song. Now, what the hell is this stalker sex offenders? Oh my God. I'm gonna shoot them fucking people. But anyways, that Satan church, also in California. I'm about to wonder if this has anything with the mix-up and roundup. Any kind of, any kind of connections. So, I mean, this kid could have been into that church Satan stuff, because I've been seeing these words around, and I think that might be what it is. And that guy was damn it, total freak. Like I said, I did a video for Hotel California, and the album cover and artwork, they did the picture, and they were saying how that album cover had the man of, the president of the chapter of the Satan church. And one guy, I have a picture that I showed in my video about his ear being cut off. That's right. So what did he do wrong to piss off the church of Satan? Oh, you don't listen to me? Whew. So that's a warning. That's what I'm thinking next. I think, right, this kid, Kurt, was gonna expose this thing. Dead. And the cop has the balls in this to say, oh, he fell and we can't do, the investigation was done to the following that he fell. And that's that. $20 was in the glove box. His keys were on the seat. His driver's license on the floor. Beer bottles, like I said, scattered around in the car. Thinks the clues were staged. That's right. That's what I think. Already into this story, and I think that right. And what? Kurt had no shoes, socks, or shirt. His back and his shoulders were covered with cuts and abrasions. The belt he wore was missing its buckle. Chief Petty Officer Ron Wilton, the U.S. Coast Guard, with the facts that we have in the case, it's really anybody's guess to where actually entered the water and came from, my guess would be, and that's all it is an educated guess, that he simply fell off the cliff, and that's with no shirt, no shoes, no socks. It appears him. I mean, even the coroner, there it is, the coroner, as I said, determined that Kurt died from multiple traumatic injuries and severe blood loss. That's right, steal that blood to sacrifice, drink, and do everything else sick you do, you pricks. died after stumbling over the edge, or perhaps he was pushed. That's right. That's what I think. Right there, pushed. So the coroner cause of death unknown. It's unknown. Of course, these stupid idiots. And Tom Mcfall, his father, and they were trying to say Buster, kind of like a ball bust about his name. Mcfall, get it? Fell off the cliff. And he said right here, I said, what do you think happened? I think the most probable cause of Kurt's death is homicide. But he said he don't have enough to testify to that in the court of law, so he set him up, of course, classified unknown. Kurt may have uncovered something, right? Gabriel denies, if I wanted to murder somebody, that last person I would murder... the last person I would murder would be someone who was staying in my house. Yeah, all right, shut up, punk. And where the hell is the police? It was fairly good condition, fairly pale, usually a sign of, where is it? Oh yeah, here's the cop. Oh, that's the Coast Guard. Oh, maybe that's the one. I maybe got that confused. And this is that Carrillo guy who took one too many chances. He might have gone swimming in the ocean and been pulled out by the undertow. He might have gone climbing on the cliffs at Land's End and slipped and fallen, or any one of the number of other things. So here we have him saying, oh, he must have went swimming, got the undertow. How's he fucking off by a cliff, fell down? Multiple scratches, cuts, and shit on his back, right? No, he was fucking pushed, is right. Loss of blood, I think they sucked that out of him like a fucking vampire. Excuse my language. But stuff like this pisses me off. And, that's pretty much it. But, like I said, to me, picture says 1,000 words. I don't see this kid. He might have tried it. He might have tried to be a dark side, but right. Look at that face. That's only a face a mother could love. And I can tell you right now, just look at it, I think that kid got spooked him own self. Did a couple things that might have just turned his stomach. Yeah, and started saying, I'm out, I gotta get out, and out, and nope. You want it in? And what I think them Satanisms do, yeah, you get killed if you just leave. Or want to expose them is right. Why not? Who wants to live like this? Who wants to see this crap happening? It's this second worst thing between a child rapist, murderer, it's Satanism. Get a life. There's more out there than just the devil. And you know what? God is the devil to me, in my eyes. Because, of course, God lets these sick people like this roam the earth. Good people go away. I don't like that. I live with my Native American blood. I ain't no praying Indian. You know what? That's that. But, I'd like to take a moment of silence. And hopefully one day the justice is served in this case. But this happened in 1984, so, to say if anybody's still alive, hopefully they're old and crippled and someone go in there and beat them with a baseball bat. But, yeah, that's just sad story, man. Kids these days, or even back then, just don't know what they're doing, don't know what they want to do. When I was this kid's age, I was a friggin' flat blown right out drunk. And I could have lost my life at a lot of times, but I guess my street knowledge kept me going. This kid don't even look like he have an ounce of it. And getting caught up in the wrong position, man, that's where it leads you. It sucks to say, but anyways, I hope this kid's killer comes to justice. Or better yet, I hope something happens to them have fallen off a cliff. Or maybe someone will just drab one of them friggin' deer horns up in their throat. Take them out. So justice is served, done the right way, not have this, oh, we don't have enough evidence. All right. You know, that's what it is these days. Sometimes you got them lazy investigators. It's a suicide. He was drunk. Or he did this and I don't even want to hear it. That's sick. Get your paperwork done and do it right. Till the next video, be safe, take care, and always beware.